Greetings, fellow Octopathians, welcome back to Octopath Traveler in the Gate of Finis. Still gotta go through finish up this boss rush. This is gonna be a shorter episode, and it is episode 100 today. So, funny. Yeah, welcome to episode 100, what's probably gonna be the shortest episode in the whole Let's Play. So, let's get everybody sorted back out here. Next boss.
Let's get this over.
Oh, it's the Venomtooth tiger. Wait a minute. These fangs and claws drip with lethal poison, and it jumps about eyeing you warily.
Now, what next? So much to learn. My turn.
So what is this going to be about, Balthazar?
Well then. The peacock strikes.
How about you? The battle is truly joined.
Okay, he's down to one. Corrosive! Oh, Ophelia's been poisoned.
Interesting dilemma.
Elemental break!
No, you will not.
Quickly get auspices off before you die!
Here.
I am finished.
She may have to stay dead for this.
How about you? Why the Red Windhill fight with us?
What is the logical course of action? My focus is unparalleled.
Freeze!
Draw down. Glacier. Draw down.
Sorry, Ophelia.
You should have studied harder.
Just a plum basket? That was it? Oh, that's disappointing. Alright, standard olive life. Heal, please. Thank you. Lord up! From the there's part the first. From the diagram crossword, part the first. Now, this is before the other ones, before he turns into the Red Eye. Which, if you didn't catch on last episode, that's what's happened to him. That's what. Grave tidings reached me as I was passing through Victor's Hollow in my travels. My beloved's condition had worsened. I knew my journey must be brought to a swift conclusion lest I be too late. I made up my mind to sail across the verdant deep. The final ingredient I required was the pinion of an ogre eagle, the most fearsome beast of the sky. They are said to make their home in the forest of Roubaix, beyond that vast emerald sea. When I arrived at the harbor, there was only one ship to be found. It was a grand one, no mistaking it, but the captain was none other than Leon Bestrau. I recognized him at once. Who could travel these lands without hearing a tale or 10 of the dread pirate captain, the very mention of whose name would set even the bravest sailors' heart pounding and palms sweating? Yet, I found the man himself to be quite different from the one spoken of in legend. Captain Leon Bestrau stood at the helm of a merchant trader, which was preparing to hoist sail at the very moment I came upon it. I told him of my haste and implored that he let me aboard. "I'm afraid I don't let just anyone aboard my ship," he told me, and I felt as though I were being put in some kind of test. It was clear that this was a man who did not easily place his trust in others. My coin purse as impoverished as my hopes. I held out the only thing of value I could offer. My journal. "This is the most valuable of my possession," I explained. "Within it you will find a record of every region of this vast continent, every town I've visited, every path I've tread. Surely such knowledge is worth the trouble of having one more body aboard your ship for this voyage? After all, what need I of such a log? My journey was nearly over. All that remained was to obtain the final ingredient and hasten home to my beloved's side. Captain Leon then gave a boisterous laugh and gestured me onto his ship with a grin. You'd have me believe the leaves of that old book are more valuable than the leaves in my coffers? You must have had quite the journey then. I wouldn't mind hearing about it as you swabbed my decks. As his ship tossed about the stormy sea, my thoughts drifted ahead of the winds to where my wife awaited me. I could see her face in my mind, so clearly that it felt as though it was only minutes ago that we parted, not countless moons. And I prayed that the flame would guide me back to her while that gentle smile still graced her lips. It's almost finished at last, my love. Pray wait for me just a little while longer. I know not what has become of my journal since I parted ways with Captain Leon, but looking back, I am relieved that it left my hands when it did. Surely is better than that my final entry ended up with some traces of hope, rather than the bitter pain I would eventually find at this journey's end. Last boss.
I will not fail.
Werner! Yep, Dread.
I'll not be defeated. Oh, sacred light!
I'm gonna need to shackle him because he hurts. Ow, what did he just... Oh, he debuffed me across the board. Quickly, negate. I can't fix it. Alright, sorcerer skills. Lux Conjurer.
Cursed witchery.
Oh, this is bad. I need to get rid of Dread.
Here.
Now then.
Come on, get it out of there.
Use this.
I'll not be defeated.
Pomegranate.
This should help.
To make up for the BP she didn't get.
Here.
Whew. Okay, no one got dreaded. So, corrosive.
I'll not
Alright.
be defeated.
Holy light.
Sacred light.
I'll get auspices off next turn.
What is the logical course of action?
Elemental break.
Now then. Windhill, fight with us.
I'll do my
Okay, all the
best.
debuffs are gone.
Here I go! Elfric, bring down the flame!
My turn. Here you go.
The battle is truly but Windhill, fight with us.
Come on, this should be the kill. That's the kill. Alright.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
Alright, let's get our party up to speed here, get them all healed. From the records of Lord Werner of Riverford. Oh, this is... I was asking questions in the Olberic lore video about Werner. So let's see what this is all about. Hornburg will fall. I still remember her smile as she said the words. It was a score of years ago now, mayhap more. A simple sellsword I was then, when she came to me with a sack full of leaves and dark promise in her eyes. She knew, as well as I did, that I had far greater aspirations than selling my sword for coin, but coin would have to be a start, And what a start she offered me. Not only the leaves to free me from another man's employ, but as much as I asked for to invest in my plot and establish the connections I would need. The life I'd always dreamed of was finally in my grasp. I could use her. I could use her to get all that I'd ever wanted. Or so I thought. And so I took the girl up on her offer and began my plot to bring down an entire kingdom. I would need men if I were to accomplish anything, so I created my own sellsword company, the Black Brotherhood. I spent 3 years doing nothing but gathering information on Hornburg. Then, using what I had learned, I began to systematically remove any obstacles that might stand in my path. I used the girl's connections to make my company of sellswords very much in demand. I took the worst of the lot, those with no scruples and nowhere to go, and made them out to be bandits and thieves. I set these villains to attacking the borders of Hornburg, and then my Black Brotherhood would turn them back. It was quite the performance. Other armies didn't stand a chance at beating us to the site of each battle. Skirmishes all took place far from the heart of Hornburg. We knew ahead of time exactly where they would happen, since the foes we faced in those battles were in fact our own men. It was an easy feat to give the appearance of a crushing defeat. Through this farce, the Black Brotherhood won the hearts of the people living in those borderlands. Ingratiating myself with the families of those borderlands, I used their introductions to buy trust among many powerful houses. The tales of the Black Brotherhood had spread throughout the realm by then, and I used that woman's money to freely strengthen my ties to powerful men within Hornburg and without. Still, King Alfred was well beloved by his people and his bannermen. It'd be no small feat to win their hearts away, in which case things would become much easier if he were simply not in the picture. Hornburg would not last long without the people's love for their liege binding them together, and so my eyes landed upon Erhard, who held a bitter hatred of the king within him. I had him appointed as a member of the king's own guard, so that he could be in the perfect position to do the deed. All that remained was to give Erhard the chance that he was all too eager to seize. Mixing lies and truths, I lit a fire among his strong young warrior. The strong warrior that I befriended. I could spout any lie, and it would not have mattered. Humans care little for facts, they believe what they want to believe. In the end, it took me just 12 short years to bring Hornburg to ruin. After the kingdom fell, I decided the time had come to settle my accounts with the woman. I disbanded my company, having no more need for sellswords, and used the riches I had accumulated to buy myself the lands and status that would see me through my remaining days. To tell the honest truth, this was not easy. I could have gained even more had I remained at the woman's side. She could provide me with wealth and power beyond any human's wildest dreams. But to pursue this any further would have been madness. Perhaps I was already mad, to serve so long at her beck and call to bring down a kingdom. She was beautiful, there can be no doubt of that, but I did desire her, even for a moment? No, for within that attractive trapping was evil, pure evil, intent on bringing humanity to ruin. If a man dared touch any part of it, his own flesh would rot and fall away. She was a lethal poison. She was a witch. And so I cut myself off from her entirely and did not look back. Funny, is it not, that in the end, I could not escape her. She brought about my ruin, as surely as if I had indulged in her poisonous touch. For in the end, just as I felled Hornburg, it was Hornburg's last knight who laid me low. How? How did she manipulate Olberic to going... How? She had some hand in his death? That's weird. Oh, something's happening. Oh, another door has appeared. Uh-oh. Well, I think it's best to continue this on the next episode. Let's keep this one a bit short. Now, I will say this, I am fully aware that when I get to the final boss, I will need to use all 8 party members split into 2 parties. So I already have this planned out. And if this is the final boss coming up, you'll get to see my plan in action. And crossing my fingers, this works. But I will leave this shorter episode here for today. So thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time.